How's it going, boys? So in this video, I'm gonna tell you 4 mindset shift that has really changed my life, my body. It's regarding time, responsibility, discipline, and seeing pattern in your life, right? I hope you believe me, because if you can sit here for maybe a few minutes, I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but your worldview is gonna change by quite a bit. Regarding that, I'm gonna spend some time in the pool because it's blazing hot right now, bro. It's like 35 Celsius. I don't know if you, the mountains are this way. Maybe I can take you for a ride sometimes in the future. The beach I always go to, actually, is like right down the street. So like 3 minutes away from here. Anyways, boys, future me will brief you on everything. So, number 1 is gonna be time. Right now, you think you have a lot of time because that's all you've been told. When you look at around you, what do people tell you to do? This could be your parents, your environment, your social upbringing. They always say, just follow the rule. Do what's safe, do what everybody else is doing. And you have everything you want when you're a bit older. You gotta question this belief that you have a lot of time to be messing around. Look at those people around you. Are they living happy lives? Whenever they try to tell you that you have a lot of time to take care of whatever you want when you're older, ask them this question. Is that what you did? And watch how much regret they have within their eyes. Understand, when I believed that I had a lot of time to fix my life, I happen to look like this, right? I always thought that the right day will come when I take my body seriously, or my life will improve because I discovered some freaking magical formula. I didn't feel ready the moment I stepped into the gym, or when I gave up video games, or I got myself out of the gym, or when I broke down. When I made that decision to commit fully to get to where I am now, understand, I was not ready. But I knew a few things, bro, and let me tell you about it. See, we don't know what we don't know. Because you're at a place you don't really like, you can look at it from 2 perspectives. Number 1 is the Dunning-Kruger effect, in which you feel competent or confident that one day you're able to make the change. However, thing is, this is the peak of Mount Stupid. When you genuinely try and apply yourself, you'll find out that you don't know so many things, and the best time to have started everything was years ago, when you still have a lot of time to even play around with, when responsibility wasn't at an all-time high. Understand, I'm only 23, turning 24 in a few days. However, I feel as if I'm an uncle. All right, I don't care how old you are right now, bro, but just understand, the older you get, the more responsibility you're gonna have. Your parents are only getting older. You can't act like a child anymore. Even though I tell you to carry yourself with that genuine childlike curiosity, you have to take responsibility and accountability. But, we'll talk about it in a bit. Now, I do want to say this. There's always going to be a period of time in which you're going to have to pay to learn what you don't know. All right, this is called the ignorance debt. And anybody who wants to get good at anything, whether it's changing your body or changing your social skill or lifestyle, you're going to have to be going through this valley of despair where nothing makes sense. This is you learning with real action and getting to the point when you know what you need to do to get to that next level. You're gonna have to pay it, bro. And the sooner you pay it, the better. Because for the most part, bro, people love the idea of having like this silver bullet syndrome, where one day they're magically gonna change their entire life. That's why they think they have unlimited time to get their shit together. No, you don't. All right. If anything, bro, let's talk about the sunken cost fallacy. The more you spend time basically doing nothing, the more you believe or inclined to accept the idea that maybe if you keep waiting, something magical is gonna happen. But again, you're only losing fucking time with the days. All right. It's gonna be harder to start up. It's gonna be harder to fix your life up to a certain point in time, because again, responsibility is going to pile, your insecurities are going to grow, and if you don't stack early wins and see that you're a competent person, well, nothing that you want out of your life is going to happen. If anything, bro, you're going to be like me last year when I was working at my old jobs, questioning what have I been doing for the last few years. I wish I started all of these sooner, bro. You might think I'm still young. You're only 23, Matt. You're turning 24. No, bro. If I knew what I knew now, I would have started when I was 18 or 19. Yeah, fully commit. Let me talk about my recommendation towards the lesson of time. I understand nothing will make sense at first. You gotta stop searching for that perfect moment. You gotta stop searching for the idea that your life will get better just because some time passed. Nothing will change if you don't change your number one belief system and daily inputs. So think of the actions that you're doing that shapes your reality. I always say here, you feel hesitant resistance when you do things you've been avoiding your entire life. Ask what those problems are and then confront them. It's okay if you feel the hesitant or resistant. However, when you go into the state of confrontation, your life will start to change day by day, and over time, well, if you experience a time skip, you're not going to recognize yourself. People look at me now and it seems as if I'm unrelatable just because I seemingly, well, don't have the problems that I used to have early on, right? It all happened in a pretty fast amount of time, bro. It's only been what? A year and a half, and it was talking about my body. It's been 3 years. In the grand scheme of things, I tend to believe that I'm gonna live up until like I'm 80 or 90 year old. So what is 3 years? What is a year of my life? Nothing. No, that should tell you there's a contradiction between believing that you're gonna have more time plus having that sense of urgency to know that nothing is going to change if you don't do something about it. You have a lot of time to fix your life if you choose to. However, you don't have a lot of time if you think that someday it's going to get better. Lesson number 2 is in terms of responsibility. What have you been taught most of your life? Well, it's always somebody's fault. It's your circumstance. It's the fact that you were raised in a family in which don't support what you're doing, or the fact that right now you're somewhere you don't want to be, doing stuff you don't want to do. If you can ask the question, bro, who got me into this situation? That's going to bring a lot of power into your life. Because if you look at the public, they always like to blame stuff. This is why I hate politics. I hate people who are deep into politics because I never relate to them. So what if some guy get elected into office? Like, is it going to change my life on a day-to-day basis? No, not really. Same thing if you're a sports fan or any fan of shows or whatever. At the end of the day, bro, those things don't change your life. If you don't see that your life is only going to change if you take full accountability for everything that you want to do, understand that, hey, it might not be your fault that you feel insecure. Okay, I felt insecure because some dude told me I was a short Asian kid when I was in high school. He happened to be my best friend at the time, so I didn't really got bothered by it. However, that seed of doubt sank into my subconscious mind, and I carried my life for the next few years as if I was a wounded dog. When I can examine that it might not be my fault that I feel insecure, and it might not be my fault until the point where I look like complete shit. However, it's going to be my responsibility and I have to take full accountability for the fact that I'm not where I want to be. From there, of course, I left my room. I put myself out in society again. Got the job, put myself into dating scene, as you can see in my previous video and so on. And from there, I slowly gather wins again. And with every single win that I have, whether it's money, social life, I feel as if I'm the master to my ship, master of my soul, if you will. And that's how I got up to this point. I took full responsibility, accountability for everything in my life, and I just didn't give a shit about every other things that tried to take power away from it. From this standpoint, I do want to talk about ego, arrogance, and narcissism a little. When you take everything into your own hand and you demand control over everything that you wish to build and have, you're not going to tolerate a lot of things. Okay, from that perspective, you know what you want. If somebody is not going to give that to you, you will say, buzz off. Hey, if you're not going to give it to me, get out of my way. People will tell you you're arrogant. People tell you, oh, look at this guy's ego. Would that happen any other way, though, right? I used to be the nicest guy ever. During those times, though, I didn't know well, I knew what I wanted, but I was very afraid to go out and get it. Understand, it doesn't have to be all happy and giddy all the time. You don't have to be surrounded by people clapping for what you want to do. You just have to keep the promises you hold to yourself and be your own witness. Unless you work with me, then I'm there to see it through, but yeah. Anyways, lesson number 3 is discipline. A lot of you guys think that this is something only guys who are majorly successful. When I think of successful, I think of Elon Musk, but when I think of specifically discipline, Goggins came up, so that's why his picture is here. I always like to say, what do they have that I don't? You always like to ask that question too. Matt probably have something that you don't. Goggins, all the guys that seemingly have the body, have the reference experience, have the confidence, have something that you don't. No, it's always the fact that they lack something that you still have. If you want to be specific, bro, it's comfort. Right? It's very uncomfortable for me and literally any of the other guys that seemingly have what you have. I had to get to the point when I felt extreme pain from just self-sabotaging my progress years after years. I didn't get up to this point of looking complete shit from just a year of doing nothing with my life. All right. It happened year after year after year after year that, I woke up and all of a sudden I'm 21, 22-year-old now. Before then, I was only an 18-year-old thinking about all the dreams I want to do or build with my life. Now, let's go back to the topic of discipline. Understand, you gotta hit a point in time when you burn all the boats. You have no options but to say, I'm either gonna make it or I'm gonna die trying. Because beautiful or magical things starts to happen when you understand that you have no backup options. It's either you get what you want or you're gonna die trying. At this point in time, if you don't work on your goals, if you don't work on your selfish desires, you know the alternate path that you're gonna end up with, right? What I say here, if I kept pursuing the life that I was living, over here, I'm gonna get up to the point in time when I look like a Discord mod. I'm gonna be filled with sadness. I'm gonna feel broken. I'm gonna try to numb my brain with escapism, and constantly every single day, I'm gonna feel regret. So I don't even want to fall asleep because my dreams will haunt me, and I don't even want to wake up because I know every single day it's gonna be literally the exact copy of the last. Talking about social life, confidence, it's going to be next to zero because I'm not living the life that I want. And if you get up to the point where I was in the shower crying, right? Asking, what am I doing with my life? That's how bad I got. And I contemplated, I'm going to re-roll my life like all of those freaking anime I used to watch. I can laugh about it. I can smile about it because joking is how I made sense of, all the evidence I had to become jaded. I'm able to laugh and smile about it because I'm on that end of applying myself for quite a long time now. You can't afford the resentment. You can't afford to ask yourself, do I have a second chance? This is a second chance that you've been waiting for your entire life. Knowing where you don't want to go, that's going to create a lot of pain. Motivation is equal to deprivation. If you look at it from another perspective, pain isn't enough. If you have too much pain, all that's going to cause you to do is enter a state of apathy. When you're in that apathetic state, you don't want to do anything. You've given up. What I recommend is know where you want to be. What do you want to do with your life? I have a picture of James Bond here because, bro, he's a specimen of man. That's where I want to be in when I'm 30 with like multiple M's in my bank account. That character of James Bond, he has a lot of purpose. He has a lot of confidence, money, power, influence, and he's at peace with himself. He has a direction every single day when he's living his life. And in terms of detachment, bro, he knows himself and he knows what he wants. And he knows that everybody can leave him at the end of the day. However, he's going to be there for himself. So he has that level of detachment. If you have a very clear goal like this, bro, and you know the pain that's going to come from not working towards these things, that's when you have no other options but to do the work. It's not a matter of discipline. It's a matter of clarity, knowing where you want to go, and knowing that what you're doing is either working or not working, which takes us to pattern recognition. I think the fourth lesson is quite a powerful one because a lot of you guys think, well, Matt must be so smart and talented, which a part of it, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I actually don't know, bro. I don't think I'm that smart though because I've made some dumb decisions in my entire life. From dropping out of school on a full ride to the fact that I had to numb myself with video games, junk food, and pornography binges to having that breakdown. I think I've made some questionable decisions with my life. Understand, I say here, you just need to be able to see patterns in your life. All right, you need to get to a point when you have a crazy sense of self-awareness and to be able to sit down with your thoughts, reflect on everything. What have you been doing the past day, week? Is it getting you closer to where you need to be? Or are you just playing make-believe within your mind? If you can know where you need to go, which for the most part, we kind of went over here, reverse engineer everything. Like what problems do you have in your life right now that's preventing you from being confident, from having a lot of money, from having a direction in life and influence and so on? Probably the first thing you gotta take care of is your physical health. That's why I am shirtless. That's why this literally channel blew up when I got super lean and jacked, right? Because I told myself I had to make multiple transformation with my life for you guys to take me seriously. Because early on, just go back to my first video, bro. Right? When you can reverse engineer the end game, you know, it takes discipline out of the equation because now you know you don't need any discipline to make it work. All you have to do is beat down what you need to do on a daily basis, and then from there, just go and do it. It's very simple. It's like a video game. When you have a quest state in front of you, and this, and this is what you need to do. Bro, just go complete the mini missions to complete the full on mission. With enough clarity and a sense of purpose, bro, you make that transformation. You get to the point in which you don't recognize yourself. You get to the point when you can live multiple lives in a very short amount of time. I always state my age because some of you guys think it's too late. Some of you guys think you're too young to make something happen. Those are all excuses. Literally, bro, I dropped 10 bands, 10 grand USD last week to join a community with guys who are doing from anywhere between 10,000 to 100,000. And the owner in there, bro, he's a 19-year-old kid that's running $150,000 a month cash, right? Bro, I'm 24. Like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I understand a lot of things can happen if you just so choose to apply yourself. Okay, bro? From that perspective, I hope you take these 4 lessons that I learned too late in my life and just apply it now. You might be a lot older, you might be a lot younger, but understand time waits for nobody. And if you can't act with some sense of urgency, you're gonna wake up one day, you might have some money, but by then inflation is gonna hit, so what the hell are you gonna do? Right? Mope and cry and whine. Anyways, this is my life on the screen. I hope you found something out of it, man, and I'll see you next time. Peace.